The promise. We all know it. It's the secular religion of the modern world. Go to school. Sit still. Memorize that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Get good grades. Go to university. Get the paper. And then, the golden ticket. A life of stability, fulfillment, and a salary that allows you to buy avocados and a house. But for millions of people, that transaction has failed. We have the most educated population in human history. We also have the most indebted, anxious, and underemployed generation in history. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, nearly 40% of recent college graduates are working in jobs that don't actually require a degree. So, if you bought a Ferrari but you're using it to deliver food, did you make a bad investment? Or was the car salesman lying to you? To understand why school feels so much like a job you didn't apply for, we have to look at where it came from. We didn't design the modern school system to create creative thinkers. We designed it to create compliant workers. In the 18th century, the Kingdom of Prussia had a problem. They needed loyal soldiers and obedient factory workers who could read instructions but wouldn't question authority. So, they invented the Prussian model of education. Does this sound familiar? Standardized testing, rigid rows, raising your hand to speak, asking permission to use the bathroom, and, most importantly, the bell. The bell wasn't designed for learning pacing. It was designed to condition children to the factory whistle, to shift focus instantly on command. In 1843, an American named Horace Mann visited Prussia, saw this efficiency, and brought it to the US. It spread globally. The system was a massive success for the Industrial Revolution. It mass-produced workers. But today, in the AI economy, we are essentially training children to be robots, in a world where robots already exist, and they are much cheaper than us. But wait, you say, university is different. I learn high-level skills there. Do you? Or do you just prove you can jump through hoops? Economist Brian Kaplan proposes something called signaling theory. He argues that the main value of a degree isn't the skills you learn. The value is the signal it sends to employers. A degree proves three things to a boss. You have basic intelligence, you are conformist enough to follow instructions, and you can tolerate boredom for 4 years without quitting. That last one is actually very important for corporate life. If education was purely about skills, you could just watch tutorials and get hired. But you can't, because you need the stamp of approval. And universities know this. That's why tuition has risen by 180% since 1980, adjusting for inflation. They aren't selling you knowledge. Knowledge is free on the internet. They are selling you the credential. They are selling you the key to the gate. Let's talk about the product itself, the curriculum. If you hired a personal trainer and they spent 12 years teaching you the history of dumbbells but never let you lift one, you'd ask for a refund. Yet, we spend 12 to 16 years in the system. We can calculate the hypotenuse of a triangle. We can analyze Shakespeare. But how do mortgages work? How do you invest? How do you manage mental health? How do you negotiate a contract? The system is built on just-in-case learning. We cram your head with facts just in case you might need them. But in the era of Google and ChatGPT, memorization is obsolete. The skill of the future isn't knowing the answer. It's knowing how to ask the question. We are teaching kids how to be hard drives in an era of cloud storage. We are grading them on their ability to act like an encyclopedia instead of their ability to act like a scientist. So, here is the uncomfortable question. If you pay tuition, you are the customer, right? In a normal business, the customer is always right. If you buy a phone and it doesn't work, you return it. Try returning your degree because you can't find a job. See what the university says. They won't refund you because you are not the customer. The university's real customers are the corporations that use the school as a human resources filtering department. And the other customers are the research grants that bring in prestige. You are the raw material. You are the or being mined, refined, processed, stamped with a GPA, and sold to the labor market. The debt you take on? That's just the processing fee you pay for the privilege of being refined. Does this mean you should drop out? No. Education, real education, is the most powerful weapon you have. But we must stop confusing schooling with learning. School is a service you buy. Learning is a habit you build. The most successful people of the next decade won't be the ones with the best grades. They will be the autodidacts, the self-teachers, the ones who realize that the diploma is just the starting line, not the finish line. Don't let the system treat you like inventory. Take control of your own syllabus. Because in the school of life, there is no bell to tell you when to stop thinking. Class dismissed.